admits they were terrorized into it.
Yeah, they were terrorized into it, and the stock market is going to keep going up and up and up and up. Mark my words, he told me what's going to happen to the stock market. He told me where the price of gold is going. He gave a schedule of events chronologically in order over the next 2 years. I think he was really doing it, Alex, because he is so concerned. I mean, his conscience must be, there's no telling what this man feels like, knowing his age and where he is. And I think really he was trying his best to do everything he could to warn people. Folks, you have got to take action immediately, or your children and grandchildren will forever. Okay, let me go back to why they altered that timeline. In the last 2 months of the Bush administration, they created an artificial crisis. You know, that's what the elite is so good at. They create a crisis, then they create a solution. Well, the solution was for the American taxpayer to give, through the Federal Reserve, all of these trillions of dollars. And then, I'm sure you remember what happened after it was all over with, and some of the news services came out and said, we have got to know where that money went to. And I've got the clip on my DVD. They said when the representative of the Federal Reserve was asked to appear before Congress, and they demanded to know where $2.5 trillion of this money went, they said, we can't tell you. We won't let you know. We refuse to answer. And as a result of you, the taxpayer, stupid, dumb, gullible, they've given you baseball and apple pie and your beer, and you become satisfied with a job. And you know what J-O-B, you know what job means? Just over broke. They've given you exactly just enough to keep you quiet so that you won't rise up. And when you gave them $2.5 trillion approximately, they altered their timeline. I mean, when this man told me what they have done, and basically it's for your good, because you've got just a little bit longer. They think they've almost got it made. They're sure that you're not going to rise up and do anything about it. You are not going to revolt because they know that you're already so poor. And after 2 years, he said, you'll be so poor you will not be able to rebel against the elite. And the elite are laughing at the gullible, stupid American. Now, folks, please forgive me for saying that. But the elite are laughing at us because they know that they have us exactly where they want us. Okay. Here goes. I'll give you the next statement. Within 2 years, nearly everyone will be working for the government. Oh, watch it. General Motors, what happened? They bailed them out. So now the President of the United States of America is CEO of General Motors and Chrysler. Then the banks came along, and they're gobbling up another 7, 8, 10 banks gradually, a little bit at a time, every single weekend.
Now they're taking over health care. They're going to issue national ID cards. You're going to have one to have a job. They've announced it. Stay there, Lindsey Williams. And the carbon tax won't let you drive, live, home inspections, teenagers in uniforms running around with weapons. Just hell is going to be released on us. Lindsey Williams with inside info straight ahead. Key information. You know, we're talking to Lindsey Williams, Pastor Lindsey Williams, inside whistleblower, when he worked with Atlantic Richfield and a bunch of other big oil companies up on the Alaskan shelf there on the slope. He blew the whistle about that. Turned out he was absolutely accurate decades later when it was released by Congress. Same thing with the Gulf of Mexico, full of oil. They won't let us get to in many areas, but the Chinese and others are allowed to have it. Then he talked to this insider, this former CEO of an oil company, one of the biggest. The fellow thought he was going to die, and I guess that near-death experience has made him totally spill his guts to Lindsey. But now, so much of what Lindsey's saying from this insider is clear, even from mainstream news. Lindsey was speaking about Fall of the Republic, because, you know, he's retired, been out of the country some with family. He came back. He just now heard I have Fall of the Republic, and he's saying, we haven't talked since my producer just called and got him on, because Lindsey was ready to come on and emailed us, that these things mesh together. Everything Lindsey's saying fits in to what we're seeing here on the ground being set up and being done. Lindsey Williams, go ahead.
Everyone listening to the Alex Jones Show right now, I must clarify this. Alex and I have not talked one single time off of the program privately. We have not compared notes. He did not know what I was going to say today. He did not know what the elite told me. I likewise did not know about his new DVD. Folks, we have not compared notes and planned this program. I know it sounds like it, and some of you sitting out there going to say, well, I'm quite sure these two guys got together and planned to say all this. No, we did not, did we, Alex?
No, I mean, you've been told by your high-level retired CEO, highest levels, this information. I've made a film, Reverse Engineering. I mean, I've got the Copenhagen, Denmark UN climate change treaty that says world government, and I mean, I've got it right here, and that they say in their literature they want to destroy our economy. I had a economist from Argentina on a few months ago, and he talked about how the IMF and World Bank come in, and we have their documents as well, and bankrupt these countries by design so that you're so poor and starving you can't resist. They're not deploying Northcom for no reason. They're not got face scanning and license plate reading cameras going up for nothing. But do this. Run through your points, then let's go back through them. But just keep dropping those points on us, Lindsey.
2 years. 2 years. He kept using it over and over and over again. 2 years. Within 2 years, you will not recognize America. They have a timeline. The elitists have altered their timeline because you and me, the gullible Americans, gave them $2.5 trillion approximately, and Bloomberg demanded of Congress to get an answer. They came before the Congress of the United States of America, the person representing the Federal Reserve, and said, I refuse to tell you where $2.5 trillion went. They tell you where the other money went, but $2.5 trillion you gave to the elite, and they still have not told you where it's going. So as a result, they altered their timeline. You've got to hear all the details of that.
They're accelerating it, correct? They're accelerating the timeline.
Well, I don't know. Because, you see, 2 years ago, he told me, he said, you're going to have massive inflation within a year to a year and a half. Well, they didn't do that, because when they were able to alter their timeline, and they've done some amazing things in these D8 meetings and so on, where you have attended and watched from the outside, and here this man's telling me what they did on the inside.
No, I know, but I mean, it was going to be a gradual inflation, and now they're admitting to me, it's, even though it looks like it's not an acceleration, it is an acceleration, because it appears they're moving in with their entire program in the next 2 years instead of just one plank of it more quickly. But Lindsey, 1 minute break. We're coming back with the final hour straight ahead. Stay there. We'll get into the next points. Stay with us. Lindsey Williams, for part 2 of this interview, is going to be back with us on Wednesday. Then he's going to be back with us again on Friday, because I believe him. His information turned out to be very accurate. He said for at least a year, oil would go to 50. It did that. Now it's going back up, but not much. And this individual said that they've changed their timeline. Okay, Lindsey, before we go any further, I want to run through more of, let's just run through the skeleton of your notes. And then if we have time, we'll go back through more of the notes. And then on Wednesday, we'll dissect more in depth in areas we didn't get to today. But we're already here in the last hour today. Tell us about the DVD, because I know you flesh out the points in the DVD, but people don't want to go crazy waiting for it. They should order it right now. But also then give us the skeleton of it, point by point, and then go back over it. But tell folks how they get this 3-part DVD.
Okay, new toll-free number. Please do not call my old toll-free number. Here, you have a pencil and paper. Write down my new toll-free number. We've got 7 operators standing by. Immediate shipping. We're not going to make you wait a week to a week and a half. I told them, I said, we've got to do this immediately. Here's the number. Toll-free number, 888-799-6111. Again, 888-799-6111. We give immediate shipping now. We don't make you wait a week and a half like we did before. 6 new DVDs. 6. 3 of them are the ones I did in studio this past week, where I tell everything this man told me. Now, please, I beg of you to get them. We've done something new also. We're putting it all in one beautiful folder with a multicolor cover. You've never seen anything so attractive. You've got it all in one now, and truly professionally done. I told these people, I said, we've got to get this message out. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the content of all of this. 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. Folks, put it down in your calendar. I beg of you. He said he kept using the expression 2 years.
Well, hold
2
on,
years,
Lindsey. You got to
will
give
not
the toll-free number out.